Each sex desires alike, till two are one. Nor ends the pleasure with the fierce embrace, they love themselves a third time in their race. Thus beast and bird their common charge attend, the mothers nurse it, and the sires defend. The young, dismissed to wander earth or air, there stops the instinct, and there ends the care. The link dissolves, each seeks a fresh embrace, another love succeeds, another race. A longer care man's helpless kind demands, that longer care contracts more lasting bands. Reflection, reason, still the ties improve, at once extend the interest and the love. With choice we fix, with sympathy we burn, each virtue in each passion takes its turn, and still new needs, new helps, new habits rise, that graft benevolence on charities. Still as one brood and as another rose, these natural love maintained, habitual those. The last, scarce ripened into perfect man, saw helpless him from whom their life began. Memory and forecast just returns engage, that pointed back to youth, this on to age. While pleasure, gratitude, and hope combined, still spread the interest, and preserved the kind. Nor think in nature's state they blindly trod. The state of nature was the reign of God. Self-love and social at her birth began, union the bond of all things and of man. Pride then was not, nor arts that pride to aid. Man walked with beast, joint tenant of the shade. The same his table, and the same his bed. No murder clothed him, and no murder fed. In the same temple, the resounding wood, all vocal beings hymned their equal God. The shrine with gore unstained, with gold undressed, unbribed, unbloody, stood the blameless priest. Heaven's attribute was universal care, and man's prerogative to rule but spare. Ah, how unlike the man of times to come! Of half that live, the butcher and the tomb. Who, foe to nature, hears the general groan, murders their species, and betrays his own. But just disease to luxury succeeds, and every death its own avenger breeds. The fury passions from that blood began, and turned on man a fiercer savage, man. See him from nature rising slow to art. To copy instinct then was reason's part. Thus then to man the voice of nature spake. Go, from the creatures thy instructions take. Learn from the birds what food the thickets yield. Learn from the beasts the physic of the field. Thy arts of building from the bee receive. Learn of the mole to plough, the worm to weave. Learn of the little nautilus to sail, spread the thin oar, and catch the driving gale. Here too all forms of social union find, and hence let reason, late, instruct mankind. Here subterranean works and cities see, there towns aerial on the waving tree. Learn each small people's genius, policies, the ant's republic and the realm of bees. How those in common all their wealth bestow, and anarchy without confusion know. And these for ever, though a monarch reign, their separate cells and properties maintain. Mark what unvaried laws preserve each state, laws wise as nature, and as fixed as fate. In vain thy reason finer webs shall draw, entangle justice in her net of law, and right too rigid harden into wrong, still for the strong too weak, the weak too strong. Yet go, and thus o'er all the creatures sway, thus let the wiser make the rest obey, and for those arts mere instinct could afford, be crowned as monarchs or as gods adored. Great Nature spoke, observant men obeyed, cities were built, societies were made. Here rose one little state, another near grew by like means, and joined through love or fear. Did here the trees with ruddier burdens bend, and there the streams in purer rills descend? What war could ravish, commerce could bestow, and he returned a friend who came a foe. Converse and love mankind might strongly draw, when love was liberty, and nature law. Thus states were formed, the name of king unknown, till common interest placed the sway in one. 'Twas virtue only, or in arts or arms, diffusing blessings or averting harms, the same which in a sire the sons obeyed, a prince the father of a people made. Till then, by nature crowned, each patriarch sate, king, priest, and parent of his growing state. On him, their second providence, they hung, their law his eye, their oracle his tongue. He from the wandering furrow called the food, taught to command the fire, control the flood, draw forth the monsters of the abyss profound, or fetch the aerial eagle to the ground. Till drooping, sickening, dying, they began whom they revered as God to mourn as man. Then looking up, from sire to sire, explored one great first father, and that first adored. Or plain tradition that this all begun, conveyed unbroken faith from sire to son. The worker from the work distinct was known, and simple reason never sought but one. Ere wit oblique had broke that steady light, man like his Maker saw that all was right. To virtue in the paths of pleasure trod, and owned a father when he owned a God. Love all the faith and all the allegiance then, for nature knew no right divine in men, no ill could fear in God, and understood a sovereign being but a sovereign good. True faith, true policy united ran, this was but love of God, and this of man. Who first taught souls enslaved and realms undone the enormous faith of many made for one, that proud exception to all nature's laws, to invert the world and counterwork its cause? Force first made conquest, and that conquest law, till superstition taught the tyrant awe, then shared the tyranny, then lent it aid, and gods of conquerors, slaves of subjects made. She, midst the lightning's blaze and thunder's sound, when rocked the mountains and